Okay, so you've made the decision to soil sample. That's a good thing. So what you need to do is get that sample. Well, the best way to do it is with a hammer probe. For our New Mexico soils, this guarantees that you'll be able to get down into the soil a lot quicker and a lot easier than doing it by hand with shovels and push probes. This one at least allows you to move the sliding hammer back and forth and hammer it into the ground. Now, it'd be nice on turf grass areas or even orchards such as this to go to about 6 inches in depth. That's because our fertilizers are put up on top of the ground and then watered in, and they tend to stratify in that top 6 inches or so. So that's what we're going to do. But to do that, to help you along, to make sure you always go to a consistent depth with this, let's go ahead and mark it to our 6-inch depth. Just mark it with a permanent marker here on the outside of the tube as well as the inside, so we'll be able to tell where it goes each time we sample. Right. And as with any piece of ground, we want to be representative of the area that we're sampling. So we're going to go ahead and get our 6-inch soil samples taken out of here. And what we're shooting for is around 2 pounds of soil, or about 2 cups. So with that, with the magic of technology, this won't take very long. So it's a good idea to maybe scratch away some of that surface mulch that might be there, and then put your probe in and get it hammered down to the depth that you want. It's a fairly simple process to put it in there like that. And then we'll go and repeat that about 10 or 12 times in order to get a good sample. So let's see how that goes. You might need to go more often than that, just because a shallower sample, you get less soil per sample. So we're after, again, 2 pounds worth. So let's step over here to the car and we'll just mix this up over there. Okay, now we want to make sure we label our bag that we're sending the sample into. And it ideally should match the information sheet that you're going to use to submit the sample with. So in this case, we're going to call it the grassy area number 1. Somewhat descriptive, but at least as long as you know what you're talking about. Then we're going to mark it on here as well, and today's date, and the person taking the sample or the client who it's for. Alright, now this is a good time to use gloves, so go ahead and mix that sample up nicely. Get rid of the big clods that are here. Alright, so we want to go ahead and get this all mixed together. If there are any rocks in the sample, please take them out and discard them. They're going to be removed anyway in the lab, but you know, why ship something to the lab that you need to have that's going to be taken out anyway. This soil is fairly dry, so we wouldn't need a whole lot of time to sit out here in the shade somewhere and just further dry. But what we can do now is take our bag. This will allow it to continue to dry. We'll breathe a little bit. There's a root we can go ahead and take out. And anything else that might just not belong. Big chunks of manure or compost or these sorts of things, you probably just go ahead and take out. Otherwise, that soil organic matter will be in there. Everything will come to, microbiologically speaking anyway, it'll come to a stop. And we'll get a good idea of what's in our sample.